Welcome back to Life With Us TV. It's your girl, Lynette.
And it's your boy, Stanley.
Listen, y'all have been waiting for this review. Y'all have been knocking at our door on Instagram, YouTube. When are we going to get the review of your epic or not so epic, because y'all don't know yet, of our Virgin Voyages experience? In this video today, we are going to give you a glimpse of what we experienced on board the Virgin Voyages Scarlet Lady. We are going to take you through all of the things such as the cabin, our onboard experiences, the show, and y'all know the infamous Scarlet Night. We're going to talk about that. Then at the end, we're going to give you a summary, and we're going to let you know if this really was a swingers cruise or not. And we're going to let you know if this is something that we would do again. So let's just go ahead and get into it. Our cruise on the Virgin Voyages Scarlet Lady was from November the 11th, 2022 to November the 16th, 2022. We were on what they call the Dominican Days voyage. So keep that in mind when we are talking about everything that we're going to talk about.
Right.
Also, let's go ahead and get you into the mood of how it was experiencing the first time we saw the Virgin Voyages terminal.
Yeah.
Listen, that sets the stage of the expectation that you will have on board.
Yeah.
You go through Miami and you pass all the other cruise line terminals and you get to the end and it is like a beautiful to behold.
Really nice.
Like it is like, oh, y'all didn't come to play. Like this, it makes you feel like you have driven up to like the Bellagio Hotel in Vegas. Like it's so exclusive, so posh looking. So while I wanted to set that for you, so once we start talking about the things that we talk about, you'll get why we say some of the things that we say.
Yes.
So let's get into it.
All right, fam. So the first thing we want to do is talk about the cabin. Yo, the cabin was nice.
It was nice.
Comfortable, relaxing, romantic.
It was
clean. I mean, it was.
Yeah,
it was very nice when you first walked in. It was like, y'all did this right here, man.
Y'all did it right.
Yeah, you did this.
So immediately we noticed that once you walk in, they had these grand curtains. The lighting was uplit, and y'all know how I feel about some good uplit lighting. They also had a lot of channels on the TV that you could watch really up-to-date movies. Like there weren't just like the old stuff. Yeah, like
they had a lot of up-to-date stuff.
If you decided to take a night and just chill in your room, you weren't going to be without options to keep yourself entertained or feeling like you were at home.
Right.
One of the things that I enjoyed was as soon as we got in here, I've heard and I've seen, but it's different when you see it for yourself.
Right.
Is the fresh water canister that they put out for you, and they refilled it. I mean, I was like,
every day.
Did they know when you were thirsty and you were just at your last drop? Because even in the middle of the day when we emptied it, it was like on cue, he was refilling it. I was like, okay. The balcony was great. We had what you call the Central Sea Terrace, which is their balcony cabin.
Right.
And it was just a standard balcony, and it was great size. I mean, it has to be to hold the hammock that they have out there. But
what about that hammock though, man?
That hammock was so comfortable.
I could have slept out there on that hammock, man.
Our neighbors said they did.
Yeah.
Like it was so comfortable, and we just came from Mexico and stayed at a 5-star resort, and their hammock was not as comfortable as this one.
Right.
Like this one, like you could just
Yeah.
You felt like you were in the womb again.
Yeah, you put your whole body in that piece.
Yes.
Yeah. And we can't fail to mention that out there on the balcony, they had, like, you see how I got a little red light right there?
Boom.
That's how the balcony was outside, setting up. Nice, romantic move. I was like, babe, we need to go out there and make little things happen. But we didn't do none of that. But it had that atmosphere because I love that it was so private. So even if you wanted to do something, ain't nobody was going to see you.
That we know of.
Right.
We won't go chance it because we're on YouTube.
Right. So another thing that we loved about the room was that it was very technical. So everything was controlled by this iPad. So the iPad worked the lights, it worked the TV. You could order room service. You could.
It was everything.
Yeah, you could get your laundry done. Movies. I mean, you name it.
You could talk to your cabin steward.
Right. All that was on that one app. So I love that they made it modern and very techie. So if you a techie person, you gonna love that room. I'm telling you.
And even with that, with the lights, you could always do it manually as well.
Yeah, they have manual switches.
But it took us a couple of days to figure out which switches were where.
Right.
Because some of the switches were hidden, like in the closet area. If you ever go, just look at the closet.
Yeah.
Some of your lights will be there. But I love, because in our home, we talk to our lights.
Right.
So I will just say, hey, Google, hey, Siri. Try not to say it loud because she listens. Turn on the master bedroom light. That's how our home operates. So it was kind of giving us that home feel as well. Yeah,
and also we love the furniture as well. The furniture was like so multi-purpose. Like they had the food trays. The food tray was a food tray, and it was a table.
Desk.
And then
it was a coffee table.
Right. And then they had another like red seat that was a seat, but it also was a feet rest.
Yeah, it was an ottoman.
Yeah.
And then you turn it over, and then you could use it for your food.
Right.
It's a lot going on.
So they have, which I know in your research you saw that they have the L-shaped seats that the bed can turn into. And so we didn't even do that. So they had so much seating in there, we felt like we didn't even have to do that.
Yeah, because they have this really big chair that's in there. So I didn't miss having a sofa. Because most of the time, what do you use the sofa for anyway? Put your clothes on.
Yep.
So we used that L that we didn't make into the sofa part.
Yeah.
And we had our clothes getting ready on that. Different stuff like that. So we never missed it.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, some of the downsides of the room was she was real snug. The room and the bathroom was very snug. Yeah, it was a little tight for 2 people.
3 people, forget about it.
Yeah, right.
But I am one of those people that I feel like you can work with almost anything.
Right.
3 people, no. It's not.
2 people to the most.
Not in this cabin.
Right.
Maybe if you go up to the extra large sea terrace, maybe.
Yeah.
But not this one.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the bathroom. Listen, me and my husband are not big people. We're not exactly little people either, but I just say it was hard, y'all. It was hard because the bathroom was so, and it may have just been the way it was laid out. Like as soon as you step in over the lip, the toilet is literally right at your left leg.
Yeah.
You can sit on the toilet and rinse your feet off in the shower.
Yep.
And that's no exaggeration. But what I did love about it, when I tell you, when my husband said that everything was clean.
Oh.
Listen.
Every nook and cranny was clean.
When I tell you, like, you could usually go places and the bathroom is where you start to see like a little mildew or a little, soap scum build up. It was almost like they took a white rag and went through the corners of everything because you did not see a speck of nothing. Right. Not even in the ground. Very clean, very comfortable, but it had no storage.
No storage.
When I say none,
zero
storage. They had there was a lip that they had put on there, like a shelving that held the 2 glasses so that you can rinse your mouth out when you brush your teeth.
Yeah.
And it had like a little bit, probably like 10 inches of vacant space on that shelf. That's it.
That's it.
So if you get that cabin or any cabin, be prepared. Maybe go to Dollar Tree and get one of those shoe organizers that you can put on the back of the door, because they do have 2 round hooks that you can hook your things onto. That'll help. And also the shower. The shower was my kryptonite.
Yeah.
I am a black woman. Our hair is not designed to be washed every day. We need natural oils and moisture left into our hair. A rainfall shower head is not what I need.
I loved it though. It was for me. I loved it. It felt good though.
The only good thing that I could say about it is you were able to move it.
Yeah, maneuver
and
it around.
tilt it a little bit so that you could at least get in the shower and brace yourself against the wall so that it wasn't coming straight down on your head. But if you drop the soap, forget about it. You got to cut it off.
But what I did love, even
but they did have the handheld.
They had the handheld one, so if
but it wasn't powerful.
But if you don't want to use that, I think it wasn't as powerful as the rain shower. Yeah. But I think it was good enough to be able to rinse yourself off if you didn't want the rain shower to get your hair wet.
And also the shower felt really cramped.
Oh
also,
yeah, it was definitely
because
small. Yeah.
It had the glass door, which we love a glass door.
Yeah.
But it also gave you that. I'm closed in here and it's really tight. Like if you did like this to wash your arm was hitting the glass. Like there's no exaggeration about it. But are we moving in? No. Are we having a good time? Yes.
All right. Okay. Already. All right. What else was we figured? I wouldn't call it a negative, but I would say that pretty much, and this across the board, people are saying that the room definitely had an IKEA feel. Like everything in there, you could probably go to IKEA today and buy it.
I felt like I was in a college dorm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so even on the closet, they had the curtain for the closet. They had the little drawers, like 4 or 5 drawers for your clothes. And they had some bins in there that you can get from Dollar Tree or Walmart. The little
wicker.
Yeah, little wicker bins that you can put your stuff in there. But yeah, it definitely had that IKEA feel. But what else we felt like was when you came on the ship, because we're not there yet, but the ship was beautiful. But we felt like that once they got to the rooms, they kind of cut costs and didn't get stuff as elegant as out in the ship. Mm-hmm. So we felt like they spent a lot of money on the techie part of the room with the curtains opening and the iPad and the lighting and all that stuff. That's where we feel like they put the money in the room.
I agree.
Yeah, which we highly enjoyed that part of it.
Yeah.
Highly enjoyed it. And then also, we don't like a firm bed. It's like she gotta have some give. You know, she gotta have some pushing for the cushion. You know what I mean?
That mattress was about that.
Yeah, it was firm. So we didn't like that. You got a decent night's sleep. You didn't wake up.
It wasn't bad sleep. Yeah. It was just firm.
Yeah.
It was thin.
Yeah.
And it was low.
Yeah.
To the floor.
It was low that you couldn't get no luggage or anything underneath of it. Yeah.
So it was like when you got in the bed, you had to let her down low. You had to.
You crazy.
So overall, I will say that if in a pinch I would build this room again, I would just know that I would be prepared to actually bring less stuff than I already bring. And I'm already carry-on only because there's just not enough space to spread out in there. Also, you have to learn to tell your neighbor to stay on the other side until you cross over that bed, because there's about this much clearance from the end of the bed to the TV to walk through. That became very problematic when we were trying to get ready to get places, because you always forget something in the closet. So you come from the closet and you excuse me, move, I'm trying to get my, and then you're knocking the TV. I said, this TV gonna come off
off the wall.
So overall, room comfortable. You just gonna have to learn how to maneuver around it. Don't bring more than 2 people in that room. Don't book it. I don't care how many people it say it holds.
Right.
2 max.
All right. So I would say I was all right because I was raised in a little small room.
I was too.
Just me and my brother. So it was like, it wasn't a deal breaker for the cruise. Like you said, we wasn't there to move in. So the room served its purpose.
The next thing that we're going to talk about is dining.
Oh my God.
First of all, let me tell you, I'm not easily impressed by food mostly. Most of the time, when I go somewhere, what is the thing that I always tell y'all? You ain't going to starve.
Right.
I can honestly say on Virgin Voyages, I'm afraid to get on the scale.
Yeah.
Because when I tell you 5 stars across the board. What?
On everything.
Everything.
All the food.
All of it. We are not exaggerating.
No.
Now, when I tell you, let's talk about some of the breakout stars for us.
Yeah.
Pink Agave was my favorite, hands down.
Man.
I tried to go twice. You couldn't do it, but I am still
hung up on that steak
in that corn.
And, man.
What?
They put cheese
on the steak.
On the steak. So When we got in there, cause the waiter had recommended a steak to us.
And he said, don't worry.
It got cheese on it.
But trust me.
But it's not what you think. And I was like, okay, only thing on this cheese go on my steak is on my steak
and cheese.
Yeah. So, but I'm gonna tell you, it worked.
If you look at anybody's video,
yeah,
you're gonna hear the same sentiment.
Yeah.
You're really gonna hear the same sentiment. We all can't be lying.
And that corn, I don't know what they did to it.
Me either.
But it was delicious.
It was like somebody went to an island and just shucked it right off the
cob,
seasoned it up, and just put a Mexican flair on it.
Yeah.
Amazeballs.
Yeah.
But let's talk about room service, because we always got to try out the room service as something new just to see what it is.
Yeah.
I'm never expecting room service to be that good.
Yeah.
I'm not expecting it to be good at all.
Real low when it comes down to room service.
First of all, they bring you your room service in this, I call it like a boxing bag, like a punching bag. It look like a punching bag. They leave it on your door. You get it and you unzip it, and it's real dishes. It's real Tupperware with the lid on top, silverware, all of that.
Thermoses for your
coffee and the milk, and a little caddy for all of your condiments.
Yep.
Pulled it out, and when I tell you,
come on now.
I told my husband, pull the camera out, because I didn't even expect this. But we got the scrambled eggs with the small fried potatoes and bacon on the side, and then we got the stuffed French toast.
Yo.
If I had to eat room service breakfast every morning,
I would have did
it.
Yup, I would have did it every morning.
Every morning.
It was delicious, man. I'm just gonna tell you.
It was.
So when you get on this ship, make sure you order at least one time breakfast with the delivery service. You ain't gonna regret it. I'm telling you.
And then we ended up going to the breakfast Diner and Dash to eat breakfast as well. And I was expecting that breakfast to taste just like room service, but you could tell they were made in two totally different kitchens.
Right.
Totally different taste. The best omelet I've had in my life.
By far. Yeah.
Life.
Yeah.
I'm not an omelet person.
Nope.
What? They had these sweet potato tots that came with your breakfast. Had different things, but those were the breakout stars for us. I don't know where they got their bacon from, but their bacon was amazing.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. You just gotta get a piece. You just got
book a suite, get a piece of bacon.
Get a piece of bacon. I'm gonna tell you,
hit me up, because it was that good.
And then the next thing that was for me, now these next two places that we went, the food was good, but the experience
was better.
Was the first one was Gun Bay.
Hey, that's our service right there.
Yeah. With the epic mustache.
Yeah. So, a little fancy menu.
I would go to Gumbay every day.
Gumbay was
wild.
They were playing old school hip hop, old school R&B. I mean, we was like,
when I heard Method Man and Red Man, I said, where are we?
And so when we got in, the waiter told us, he was like, I'm just gonna warn y'all, it's gonna get wild in here.
And it's gonna get loud.
Yeah. And he was not lying. But they gave us so much food in Gumbay.
Yeah, he decided to just give us a taste testing of the entire menu. And I appreciated that, because when I looked at some of the stuff, I was like, this isn't what I'm used to. Like, some things were familiar to me, and a lot of them were not. So I enjoyed that he decided to do that.
So the food was good, but the experience was out of this world.
And we had the best table.
Yeah.
Like, our table couldn't have been any better.
It was perfect.
To go along with it. The waiters came over and played a game with you where they brought out, it wasn't sake, but it was something like sake.
Yeah.
And they brought that over, and whenever you lost, you had to take a shot.
Yeah. That part.
That part.
So make sure you sign up for that when you get on the ship. And then the next one would be the Razzle Dazzle.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Razzle Dazzle kind of remind me of like a old school diner, but upscale.
Upscale
in the aesthetics.
And it was the place that if you had different food choices that you needed to make vegan, gluten-free, pescatarian, any of that restaurant could accommodate any dietary need or preference.
Yeah.
So I went in there and I love vegan sausage. So I got beyond maple sausage.
Man, that sausage good. Was delicious. And of course in there too, the bacon.
Yeah, the bacon was good.
Off the chain.
Yeah.
The eggs were off the chain.
I just had boiled eggs.
Yeah.
So you can't wow me with that.
Now, they had waffles. The waffles were good.
But they were kind of tough.
Yeah. But they were good. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, in there, we said the experience also was better than the food. Mm-hmm. But, hey, go. Because the food was still good. And if we didn't mention this, that everywhere you go to get food on the ship is always cooked to order.
It's cooked
Nothing is sitting on the side and waiting for you to order and they put it on your plate. It's all cooked to order.
And they take food allergies
so serious in the restaurants.
They don't play
everywhere on the ship. Yeah.
And I'm not even talking about just in the restaurants where you order food. If you walk up to go get pizza, what's your food allergies? If you walk up and grab a hot dog, hold on, what's your food allergies? And then in the restaurants, after you've told one or two people what your food allergies are, then they repeat it to you when you sit down. Oh, Lynette, you're the one that has the da-da-da-da-da allergies. Okay, and then they will label your food. Even when we had room service, they would label my bag and my container separate from his to make sure that they didn't get it mixed up for my food allergies. A1.
Yeah. And so when you go to Razzle Dazzle, get the chicken sandwich. That's a different experience. Yeah. Just get it. I'm just going to put it right there. Get the chicken sandwich.
And blame him.
I guess the next thing we could talk about is the ice cream. The ice cream was delicious. I didn't get that much. I just tasted hers.
Yeah, and I had to get it. I mean, why didn't you have to get ice cream that says "lick me till I scream"?
Yeah,
like you have to.
That was the name of the ice cream spot.
Like you gotta get it, and I got the strawberry milkshake malt or the strawberry malt or something like that. Yeah, and chocolate.
But it all looked
was
amazing.
Rich.
The presentation was everything. The presentation for the ice cream was everything. And then next door, over to the pizza place. The pizza, man.
Pizza is coming.
Let me tell you, coming off of Carnival Cruises, you kind of, your expectation for pizza is like, yeah, okay, it's pizza. I'm hungry. It's just good enough to eat.
It's club food.
But they pizza though, I would say they got Papa John's. They got Pizza Hut.
They have the Italian places around.
Yeah, all the Italian places we ever been to. That pizza, especially the white pie pizza.
That's the only one I could speak on because I didn't like the pepperoni pizza.
I like the pepperoni, but the white pie. The white pie. We told people to get that white pie, and they was like, "Oh my God, this junk is so goddamn good."
It was like, why am I sitting up here eating pizza at 2 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah.
Yeah, you kind of just had to do it.
It was so good.
The next thing I want to talk about, we kind of left y'all off a little bit, but test kitchen.
Yeah, man.
Another one of those things that was an experience, not so much the food. I will say that the steak was great.
Yeah. And the venison.
The venison was great.
Yes.
Also, like the sorbet was awesome.
Yes.
I even enjoyed the mushroom mousse.
Yeah, me too.
I enjoyed that too. When they started bringing out peas with egg yolk and stuff, you lost me on that.
But the smokiness of the peas was good. But when you mixed the yolk with it, it was like, okay, this is very different.
I ain't gonna be able to do it.
But what I did appreciate about the test kitchen was trying stuff that you would normally try nowhere else. They got very creative with that.
They did.
Yeah.
And they were very meticulous.
Yeah.
Like they were taking a edible flower and just plucking. And I'm like, oh, y'all take this. I mean, white lab coats and everything.
Yeah.
But this is the part that we need to warn you all about.
Yeah, please do. Please.
I learned this from watching YouTube videos, but When you do the test kitchen, you do have the option of upgrading to a wine pairing or a cocktail pairing for each dish that they bring you. So I decided to do the wine pairing. He decided to do the cocktail. So we can have both on the best of both worlds to experience them both. It was $35 a person.
Yep.
So keep that in mind. And they brought you 5 different tastings of a pairing that goes with every dish that they bring out to you. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. So I'm thinking tasting that much.
Nah.
You get this food, taste, it's over. No, they brought you like a half a glass of wine.
Yeah, they brought you,
So before you know it, you have gone through 5 glasses of half full wine. And when we left up out of there, you really didn't know how much it hit you until you stood up for one.
Yep.
Stood up and I looked at my husband and I said, I gotta go back to the room because I'm slowly going down.
Yep.
This was about 8:30 at night.
Yeah.
When we woke up, it was 1:30 in the morning.
Yep. But
don't fall for it.
Forgot to mention that the wine and the cocktail pairings were
seamless.
On point. I mean, all of it worked.
It did work.
Like the red wines with the meats
and the blueberries
and the cocktails, and then like the wines with the desserts. I mean, it all. So if you want to learn how to pair cocktails and wines with your food, that's gonna be the perfect place to go.
And take notes, and they will tell you what it is. So I took a little bit of notes and stuff.
Yes.
But it was an amazing experience, even though I wasn't. I mean, the food was. Because it was just so odd and different.
Yeah.
But be careful. Don't have nothing planned for that evening.
Yeah.
Because you will probably get taken out.
Yeah.
If you're lightweight like us.
Consider yourself warned.
Very much so.
All right, so the next thing I think we should talk about is, and you see we going on and on about the food. We want to let you know.
We're going to drive that home.
Yeah, we want to let you know. The chicken wings and the hot dogs. Now, when we went over there to the stand, some good folks we met on the cruise. Shouts out to Ju and Denise. Man, we had such a great time with them. But they actually showed us with the chicken wings, and we was going to get chicken wings, but on the sign it made it look like the hot dogs were Philly steaks by the names, but they were actually hot dogs
with Philly steak and cheese
topped. Yeah, topped, right.
On top of it.
But
it was good.
The chicken wings was good, but that hot dog though?
The hot dog hit.
The hot dog, yeah. Cause when you look at it, it was like, I don't know
about this.
But it slapped. I'm just gonna say that.
I don't know who's around there smoking a lot of weed and coming up with these combinations.
Yeah.
But thank you.
But yeah, man. But overall, like we said, the food, 5 stars across the board. So if you are a foodie, you're gonna lose your mind on that shit at the way that food is gonna taste.
Yeah, go to the Wake for breakfast.
Yes.
I would preface this by saying go to the Wake on debarkation day because it's going to be like your send-off meal.
Yes.
Get the steak and eggs and get the waffle. No, the French toast.
Yeah.
Get that. Thank me later. Also, make sure you stop by Extra Virgin.
Yeah.
Extra Virgin is the Italian spot.
Delicious.
And it was delicious.
Delicious.
It was so good.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed the wait staff in there way more than I enjoyed anywhere. No, pick a guy back.
Yeah.
But we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Right. All right. So to close it out, just a few things that we didn't like. So we learned from we was in Razzle Dazzle for breakfast that the staff, the lady told us that there was a secret menu and that we had to come back to the secret menu. So we found out that some of the restaurants had secret menus that were secret. And I was like, how we know to ask for the secret menu? That's a secret. Yeah.
And then to come back to these restaurants is almost impossible because when you reserve them, you can only reserve it once because they have to keep it fair for everybody on board to be able to get a chance to get into the restaurants. So the only way to experience the secret restaurant is 1, know it beforehand. 2, stand in a standby line to get into the restaurant for the second time. So we didn't like that at all.
So just a heads up, so you get on the ship, you go to the restaurant, just ask them, hey, you got a secret menu?
You might feel like you sound silly, but it's a thing. It's a real thing.
Yeah, it is. Another negative we experienced, we went to a bar, the Pink Agave bar, and they like completely ignored us. And which we got it. They was very busy. They was going, but the only thing that we were looking for to say, hey, sir, man, we'll be with you in a minute. We got it. But they
didn't even look at us.
And
we were there for like 15 minutes.
And then we went to the galley on the outside and we ordered some food. It looked like it was closed, and we asked him, we was like, is it closed? No,
we're not closed.
And so we ordered food, and we sat there, and we sat there, and we sat there, and nobody came. So actually, that was the catalyst to us trying the white pie pizza. So we was like, that catastrophe turned into a blessing. So yes, but even though those two negative experiences did not change the way we felt about the food.
It couldn't have. It couldn't have.
Yes.
Just to throw this in there real quick, the Wake, which is their steakhouse, you can live without it. Like if you have to fill up your agenda with another restaurant, you can do the Wake. But honestly, I would pass it up. It's nothing to write home about.
But I would say try it. She say pass it, but I'll say try it because some people did say they enjoyed the Wake. But after we had went to Pink Agave and got their steaks and stuff, it was unmatched.
Well, even the wait staff
over there
at the Wake says, don't get the steak here. Get it at Pink Agave because it's better.
So, All right, the next thing we're going to talk about is the entertainment on board. So, I'm just going to go ahead and hit y'all between the eyes right out the gate. That the entertainment was good. So, the entertainment that we experienced was great. So the first thing we're going to talk about was the one show that we did attend. We actually signed up for 2 shows, but one of the shows we actually slept through it.
Because of the test kitchen?
Because of the test kitchen.
And I'm mad about it, but it was dual reality. And our good friends said that it was amazing.
It was amazing. But we did make it to the one called Never Sleep Alone. Let me tell you, it was fun, exciting,
terrifying,
and intense.
Life is a mystery. Stand alone. I hear you call my name, and it feels
electrified. All of it.
I have never been so scared to be called on stage in my life. And
I am very adventurous.
I'll go on stage and I'll talk. I done got past stage fright, but the stuff that they was gonna have you to do. So the name got you thinking some things. Never Sleep Alone, but it's what you think, but it's
really.
Not what you think.
And that's all we really want to say because we don't want to give it away because we want you to experience it. Now, granted, you could experience it and be like, what in the heck did I just go to? But at least you had the experience with it.
Yes.
I will say if they ask you what your adventurous level is, stay below a 7. Because anything over a 7, I have learned, gets you front row and center, and you possibly could be called on stage. We were at 8. We were front and center, but thank God
they didn't call
our name.
But I really enjoyed it. Now
I had a ball.
Now I would say that it might not be for everybody, but I feel like that you won't know until you go. But I'm like, if you go and you can't handle it, you can leave. And then also, if you get called on stage, they do give you a safe word so you can get out.
Yeah.
So just remember the safe word. So they do. So I was like, what's the safe word again, baby? What's the safe word?
But they make the safe word difficult.
Yeah,
so
difficult.
You have to search for it in your mind.
Yeah.
Yes, but it was so much fun. It was all in good humor.
Yes.
But I would, like my husband said, some people, if you're a little prudish or you are a person that is easily offended, or outwardly speaking about sex and sexual activities and exploring things offends you, don't go to that show.
Yeah.
At all. Just stay away from it. Be warned. You are warned.
All right, the next thing that we like, the videos online does Scarlet Night no justice. Scarlet Night is intense.
It's scary. It's in your face.
It's
confusing.
It's a lot.
It's a lot going
happening
on at one time.
At one time, you like.
That's literally like we were like, okay.
But once you get over everything that's happened, you gonna party. Man, I partied so hard at Scarlet Night, I forgot where I was at. I was in my own freaking world, man.
I told my husband, I said, it reminded me so much of being in the 80s and 90s and you had the raves, but then you would, like we had a club here where it had 4 different levels and you would start at the rap level, go to the salsa, go to the techno, end up at the reggae. I felt like all of that was Scarlet Night.
Right.
It was a lot going on. I mean, you would go from Beyonce to all I need is a love tonight.
Yo,
you like what?
I can officially say shout out to Addie and Terry, but Terry, bro, I understand now how you jumped in that pool in your suit, and I was actually thinking about jumping in, not because you did it, bro, but because it's intense and the energy is so goddamn high. There. But what I did love that on videos, it looked like you just can run and just jump in the pool, but you can't. They had somebody control like, no, you can't go yet. You can't go yet.
Security? They won't play with that.
But I felt like because afterwards we knew we was going to the club, if I didn't feel like going back to the room and changing, I think I would have just fell in the pool just to say I did it. And I probably wouldn't have put it on camera because Terry's was epic. I just would have just did it for myself. But I didn't do it because I didn't want to do that. But I understand now.
Yeah, it was intense. But there are also some people that said that this was like their 4th cruise.
Yeah.
And their first Scarlet Night experience. And they were like, that was a lot.
Yeah.
And I was saying the same thing. I was like, there's a lot. And while we're talking about it, let's talk about like, they don't have like cruise directors or anything like that. They have what they call, what does it sound like?
Happenings crew.
The Happenings crew. Yeah. So the Happenings crew is basically like the center stage for all of it. And it was confusing to me because I was like, is this a burlesque show? Is this a drag show? Like, what is happening here? And then once you realize that, I don't know if you realize, because I'm still confused about what Scarlet Night is.
Yeah, we still confused about that.
But once you settle into, everybody is just there to have a great time in their own element. Yeah. No one is trying to force their way of having fun or their lifestyle on you.
Right.
You're not doing the same with them, but everybody cohesively is in the same place having a great time, but it's also very segmented at the same time.
Yeah.
None of that made sense, just like Scarlet Night does.
Right. But it worked. But it was fun and it worked. That's the So if you get on there, like, please go to Scarlet Night.
Yeah. We fell in the back for the longest time.
Yeah.
Because it was just like, you had to absorb it first.
Yeah.
I mean, like, and then the next thing that we know, we were standing up on the edge of the pool.
Yeah, we was getting it in.
We
We was getting it in, boy. We was getting it in, boy.
It was fun to watch.
Yeah.
Listen, if you are a people watcher, rub your eyes.
Cause you gonna see a lot.
Cause you gonna see a lot. You gonna see a lot. But it's all in
fun.
And
Yeah.
it is an adults only cruise. So the discretion that a lot of us would have being around children is not there. And I'm not talking about sexualized stuff. We saw none of that.
Right.
So that's my answer to the question prematurely. But outfits, they were out there.
Yeah.
Like, because there were no children that you had to be
discreet,
mindful
be discreet
of.
around. Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, you might see a thong and some big cheeks hanging out. You might see some guys in some thongs. Like, it was just that. But other than that, that's as wild as it got.
Right.
Yeah.
Now the club was nice. Like the lighting, the backgrounds.
It was very Miami.
Yes. The only negative thing that I would say, like a few nights that we went there, like the music was on point, but it became very playlist-ish.
Yeah.
If that's a word, that you know they had a certain playlist, but I feel like that's everywhere we go. They have a playlist.
But read the room also.
Yeah.
Give room to read the room.
Right. So I wish that the DJs was able to read the room a little bit more, but yeah, it was a few nights that we did. It was on point. The playlist was on point.
Yeah. And those nights that we were confused by the club, we finally figured out why we were confused by it.
Yeah.
Because whatever event went on because it shared a space with the other events like Never Sleep Alone, Dual Reality. If those things happened right before the club, this club scene was an after party to that event.
Yes.
So it kept the same theme. So the night that we went to the club, it was right after Never Sleep Alone. And everybody was in there in burlesque outfits, feathers, and waving,
like,
and the cast was out there with their glittery hats, and I'm like,
I was like,
is this a club?
Like,
or
is it a club?
Or is it a
like,
show?
Like, what's going on?
And then a few days we started to realize, they keep a theme. So whenever the club is open, it's theming after the show before it. So keep that in mind.
Yeah.
So the Dual Reality night the club was hitting.
Yeah.
So
that's when we woke up at 1:30 in the morning and went.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The club was lit that night.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. So those two paired well together.
Yeah.
Next thing we want to talk about is they have karaoke rooms, and it's like walking into a real full-fledged studio. I think I saw 4 rooms.
Yeah.
And at the time that we went, they had it where you could just walk in, sign your name on the book, go in for how long you sign up for.
Oh.
It was just me and my husband the first time, because we was just trying to find something to do. When you leave out of a place because you're nearly about to pee on yourself.
Yeah. Because you're having so much outdoor fun. Yeah.
We told our neighbors about it. And we ended up going together the next night.
It was even crazy. I got this.
You could not tell us that we weren't New Edition.
Right.
We weren't Salt Papa. Like, we had
New
a
Edition.
Do karaoke, especially if you are going in a group of people.
Yeah.
Or it's just your family. Karaoke was lit.
Go.
It was so fun. Oh, it was so fun.
Look, if you on our group cruise July of next year, we doing karaoke.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely. We doing it.
No doubt about it.
We are doing karaoke, man.
Oh, yeah. We have a theme and a name for it. And,
We ain't gonna tell you right now,
No,
but
we're
we
not
doing
gonna tell you.
karaoke. The next thing on entertainment was they had arcade, man.
And it was included in the price.
Yes.
So you didn't have to put no
quarters in it. Yep.
And they had all the old school games. They had Pac-Man, Tetris,
Donkey Kong.
They
Mortal Kombat. Stuff like that.
They had the seats that you sit in and
Yeah.
And listen, the Pac-Man game. Have you ever been to Pizza Hut back in the day? And
Yeah.
it was the table one where you sit in the chair. It is right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Listen.
Yeah. Yeah. So the arcade was nice. I appreciate that.
I legit felt like this cruise, and this older lady said this to us when we were in the elevator. She said, I'm 65 years old, and I think it was a 4th cruise on it.
Yeah, 4th one.
And she said, I come back because it makes me feel like I'm a rich kid.
Yeah. Yeah.
She said, I am so carefree, but I know I have to have money to be on here.
Yeah.
She said, I feel like a rich kid.
Yep.
With no worries at all.
Yep.
And she said it perfectly.
Yes, she did.
Perfectly.
Perfectly.
I was looking on the app because the C-Day, I started running out of things that interest me. So I saw that they had a jigsaw puzzle competition. I didn't know
what
how
you were getting
this
into.
was, yeah.
Right.
But I signed up, and you walk in, and it's basically the same people that signed up just like you, and y'all end up pairing together with strangers, and they bring out this 300-piece puzzle, and you have to put it together in its entirety within an hour. But or whoever does finish it first.
Right.
When I tell you the competitiveness,
oh yeah, it was intense.
Was insane.
Yeah.
We lost.
Yeah.
But we had so much fun.
Yeah, we did.
That I almost signed up for it again, but
Yeah.
we didn't. But these are some of the things that were so out of the box that they had available to you that it was like, I would have never thought of nothing like that.
Right.
But it was so cool to be able to have that experience.
Yeah.
And it
so
brought
fun.
that togetherness of the cruise that we felt like we'll talk about it, that we felt like was missing. So then you start to mingle with these people again and see them in passing. What's up, Jigsaw? You know? So
because we saw everybody we played the game with every day.
Every day after that.
Yep. The next thing of the entertainment that we loved too was in the roundabout area. They always either had like somebody out there that was DJing, or they had somebody playing a guitar, or they had a band out there on the keys, somebody was singing on the drums. So they definitely like that. I really love that roundabout area.
And it stayed packed.
Yeah,
like,
it stayed packed.
It was the chill spot for most people.
Right.
People had their wine out there and they would just kick back and having a good time.
Yeah.
So it was very loungy feeling.
The roundabout area was when you first come on the ship. That's that area right there.
Yeah, they don't have what they call an atrium. It's a roundabout, and it's not grand, but it's comfortable.
Right. It just looks good.
It looks great.
So don't expect like when you walk on a cruise, like a Carnival cruise,
and you looking up.
Nah,
you're not
you ain't doing that. All right, and the next thing we want to talk about is the casino, because we know some of y'all can probably go gamble. The casino is very small,
and it's depressing.
So
as it probably should be.
So we decided we were gonna go and do a machine, but we could not figure out how to get it started. So we went to the cage and we asked the lady, was like, well, how do we play the game and how do you do everything?
She totally missed it, I
guess.
So
she told us, say, do this, but if you use your room bracelet, it's gonna charge you 7% if you use the card that's on file. Or you just can use cash and don't charge you nothing. I was like, you charge me 7% to gamble?
7%.
So yeah, just know if you gamble off of your room thing, with your credit card attached to, 7%.
7%.
So we finally got over there and we talked to another couple that we met on the cruise that watches on YouTube. I can't remember y'all name, but shouts out to y'all.
Yeah.
But bruh showed us how to do it. He was like, nah, just put your thing on where you put the money in at. And we did it. Boop.
But here's the thing, nothing on there
it told you
there was no like little squiggly line to let you know. You know how when you have like Apple Pay and you can see the tap feature? That nothing was on the machine telling you.
Well, at least the one that we was on.
It ain't on none of them. Gotta look to tell you. And then there's no instructions telling you, because the first time that I played, somebody named Ronald got credit for my $5. I want my $5, Ron. So then I was able to tap, and then it popped up my name.
Yeah.
And then I knew that was in.
But even though it was small, they had the slots and they had the tables.
Yep.
So
and it was pretty decent amount of people in there every time we went.
Yeah.
But it was dark, drab,
and
depressing.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this don't have no life at all.
Right. It wasn't like inviting like a casino, like, come on in here, let me get your money. It didn't have that. Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't that at all.
Yeah.
And I'm going to seal this up by saying entertainment on the ship was great, but don't compare it to any other cruise line because you're going to find yourself very disappointed and also feeling like you're missing something because it took us a couple of days to be like, well, what about, or,
where's the cruise director?
Like, where's the person that brings all of this together?
Yeah, hype everybody up.
Sail Away was literally like, sailing away. But then we ended up having to go to dinner. So I heard it got a little better. Right. But there's not like a person that's the person that creates the atmosphere for the cohesiveness that we're used to for cruising. That I did feel like that was a major component that was missing because also I feel like it's one of those things that Virgin is trying to be so different that they missed out on some of the key elements that make people love cruising. And I, as a person that is like, okay, now you can't bore me, you can't have me figuring out stuff. It took me a couple of days to be able to lean into it. Yeah, and
you got used to it. Like, okay.
I got used to being on my own. Right. As you should be anyway, but I really felt like it created these segments of people that only dealt with other people like themselves or people that was in close niche with them. And other people didn't have an opportunity to burst those invisible bubbles because there wasn't a cohesiveness created.
Yeah, somebody there to make that happen.
Yeah, like Carnival is like, grab your neighbor, tell your neighbor, and then you just start laughing and having a good time with people. It was like, let me sit down on my chair. Yeah. Let me do this. How are you? Hi. Hey, how are you? Then they go back to talking to the people they were talking to. So that was something that I feel like as an entertainment team cohesively, something needs to be done with that.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. Yeah, so don't expect it to be nothing like Carnival. No,
or totally, any of the other ones.
Yeah, totally different.
Yeah, totally different.
Totally different.
That's why groups on here I feel like will be the way to go. Yeah, for me. Yeah. All right, let's talk about the public areas of the ship. We really hit on it a little bit. But just to put it into perspective, this ship is spotless. Yeah, beautiful. Like I was looking, like when things are too great, you start to look for stuff that being wrong. Yeah, the ship was spotless, is grand,
immaculate, romantic. It make you feel sexy,
very chic. Yeah, it also had its personality in different places. Yeah, like they had the place, I can't even remember the name of it, where you had the wine and the Moet. Like that had its own personality. You keep going, then you start to feel the rusticness of the dock area where it was the wake and all of that. Then you go over here, you start to feel like that quirky, like nerdy feel over there where Razzle Dazzle is. Right. Like it was so well thought out. Yeah.
And it's nice little lounges where you can sit down with the nice couches and the shops, the arrangements. I mean, it was, man.
And the shops was so carefully thought out. Like I've never been somewhere except for resorts, because y'all know resorts that's my baby. But you would have like high-end stores where you can get a nice handbag, shoes. You have a place where you can get all the Scarlet Night attire, Virgin Voyages branded things. You go around another corner and there is an essential shop for things that you forgot at home, or if you want to buy some Pringles, condoms, a manscaped kit, a womanscaped kit. Yeah, like they
thought about all of it.
Go around the corner and there's a whole MAC counter, so you can buy products for us women that we forget our stuff. You can go in there and buy your MAC products. And they also have a makeup artist that can actually do your makeup for you as well. You can book that up. You can get your beard trim, wash. You can manscape, facial, all of that. Get a tattoo. Yep. Like everything.
And ink squid ink. Yeah. But every day you can hear people saying, man, this ship is so nice. I mean, it's like you just can't escape it. Everywhere you go, you can be like, man, this is nice.
It is nice.
Yeah.
It's a nice ship.
Also, man, the bathrooms was nice. Now, when I first went in one of the bathrooms, I got freaked out because they had a big window where you can see the water. And I'm like, well, ain't nobody fitting to see me while I'm in here using the bathroom, so it kind of threw me off.
Yeah.
But it was so nice, though. It worked. The bathroom was clean, smelled good.
Yeah.
You know, it won't...
A lot of touchless.
Yes, a lot of touchless stuff. Everything in it was clean. I ain't see a spot nowhere. You know how you usually see like soaps come up here and soaps come over there because people are putting stuff all over the place? No.
Nowhere.
They kept it spotless.
They did.
Yeah. I've seen some of the videos, but you actually have to be the graphics in there. I'm gonna call it the screensavers in the elevators.
They're hypnotizing.
Right. They set the atmosphere. You know, it could be blue one time, it could be red, it could be pink. It's all depending on what the screensaver is. And also on that same screensaver, what I love too, that on port days and then like on debarkation day, it always put in there the instructions on where you need to go and what you need to do to get off the ship.
Yep.
It was posted right there.
So you can't say, oh, I didn't know. The elevator is telling you you need to be back on board at 5:30.
Right.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah. So I think you really gonna like the elevators. Yeah.
And you've probably seen them on people's videos. I mean, just as well as we have.
Yeah. But you gotta get in them. Yeah. You gotta get in there. Yeah. One time you felt like you was in the ocean. Like I started going out there.
And then you want to touch it. You start touching it to see
Yeah.
if you can get it.
Yeah.
It don't react to you. It doesn't. It's not interactive. All right. So all of it can't be good. It can't be.
Right.
Although we said everything was clean, everything was modern, chic, whatever. This ship was hard as heck to navigate.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when I say that, I thought it was just us because this was our first experience on the ship. There were people that said that this was their second, third, and they are still trying to maneuver the ship because everything is hidden in plain sight.
Yeah.
And they aren't clearly marked. Like, for instance, you will go here, make a turn, and then be like, the key set, the little thing on the side, they have little plaques.
Yeah.
That's all that has arrows pointing to different things. So if you don't stop at every corner and look, you don't know what's there. Like there's no big like highlights of, oh, casino or, oh, Italian restaurant right there. No, you have to look on the little plaque.
Yeah.
Follow the arrow. And then you feel lost because you will go there and you don't see anything. Because you have to go this, turn, walk a little ways, and then you finally start to be like, oh, it's right there.
Yeah.
Nothing is clear.
So if you're a person that you used to ship maps, there is none.
No, we didn't see not one.
Nah, there's no ship maps nowhere to be like, you're here and you can go here. Yeah, there's no. Yeah, no ship maps.
I know the employees are sick of people stopping by their bars, stopping by their coffee shops. Hey, do you know how to get the razzle dazzle? Go here.
Or how do you get to the bathroom?
How do you get bathrooms are also, some of them are like
right in plain sight, but some of them are like,
what
in the heck is the bathroom at?
Yes. And then you get confused because they have a lot of gender neutral bathrooms, but you don't know how to maneuver them because I opened the door and there was a guy in there and he was like, you can come on in. I said no.
You can just lock yourself in the bathroom.
I was like, no, but they had like different stalls in the gender neutral bathrooms. And I was like, I'll do, I'm all right. I'll wait. So every time I went into a gender neutral bathroom, I locked the door behind me so nobody else could come in behind me. Yeah. Because I just didn't understand how the heck that was gonna work. Yeah. Like that felt like an opportunity for disaster or vulnerability that didn't need to be.
Right. But yeah, so overall the public areas was very nice. So, you know, so it
just
had its
hard
pros,
to navigate.
Yeah, and it had the pros and cons. But we think you're gonna be floored by the way that ship looks. You're gonna be like, I'm glad that I came here to see this.
You're gonna get your steps in though.
Yeah, you're gonna get your steps in. Yeah, for sure. Alright, so the next thing we want to talk about is the fitness and the pools. I haven't not been to a gym that made you when you walk in feel like
I
working
want to
out.
be here.
I was like, I really want to work out, but I'm not. But I really want to work out.
It was inviting.
Very inviting. I mean, they had really, really nice machines from the weights to the treadmills. I think I seen some ellipticals.
The uplighting, the way
had
everything
some
was
free
staged.
weights. Yeah.
Like whatever formula they use to
Yeah.
create that atmosphere, they need to brand that.
Yeah.
Because I walked through there and I was like, I want to put my clothes on and come back and work out.
Yeah.
That never happens.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't never want to work out on vacation.
Yeah.
No.
I don't know what the heck they did, but y'all did that.
Yeah. You did that.
Y'all did that well.
So yeah, so if you are a fitness buff, a workout buff, you really gonna enjoy the gym.
Yeah.
The gym is really nice. You're gonna be able to get your work in there. Yeah, it's gonna be nice.
Yeah, and also like the outside areas that they created with like the swings and all the like the kid like things, it's all fitness.
Yeah.
Don't get it twisted.
Yeah.
Those were nice as well, but
Yeah.
it was more like something to do
Something to
on your
do.
first day. It's cute.
Yeah.
Jump up on the net and whatnot, and then you never saw anyone use it ever again.
Right.
It was like a waste of space, and I feel like they could have done something else with those spaces. Another pool.
Yeah, because the pool,
It's
the
a
main
joke.
pool. Well, first I want to say the main pool was very nice,
It's
and
nice.
the hot tubs was really nice, but the pool, why was it so small, man? And then not only was it small,
It was like a splash pad.
it's like they had the pool in the middle, but they had the pads where you can get up and dance and walk around with your feet in the water. That took up so much space, and we was like such a wasted opportunity because it was so hard to be able to get into the main pool. We finally
be around it.
right. So we had finally got. I said, baby, I know it's a lot of people in there, but me and you gonna go in there and at least spin around a couple of times and splash some water at some people.
We did it for content,
Yeah.
y'all.
I know. I did it for content, but I was like, I want to see what it feels like to be in the main pool.
I almost drowned. The daggone pool is a daggone pedicure bowl, if you ask me, because that's the size of it. It's the size of a pedicure bowl. So then you get in it, and when I got into it, like all the guys was like, "Hey, girl, come on in." So I went in, and when I went and put my feet down, I was like,
Oh,
"Oh,
wait.
Oh.
Wait.
They were like, "I got you." I was like, oh, "I am 5'5", and the water was here." I was like, "I'm drowning."
That's because she slid.
It's 5 feet, y'all. So be
It's
careful.
about 5, yeah.
It's 5 feet.
Yeah.
So like legit, I had to be on my tippy toes for it to be the water be right here. I was like, I gotta get out of here.
But my suggestion, if anybody on here from Virgin Voyages, the creative team, the designers, or whoever can make decisions, all you gotta do that, like the stage in the manor in the club where the flow just disappears. Yeah, we ain't talking about
That was
that.
cool.
Yeah, so the whole stage just goes down in the flow,
floor.
to get more space on the dance floor. So we was like in the pool. That's part that
Why you slide
just
that
let
back?
junk can slide out like this and slide in and out. When so if they ain't have no shows going on, stuff like that, it can slide it away so to make the pool bigger.
Yeah, because that pool's a joke.
So yeah, so expect for the pool is
Like none
very
of it
small,
makes
man.
like
It don't make sense.
it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, and it's the only pool.
Yeah.
It's the only pool.
I mean, they have another kind of, but it's
It's-
not even like a pool. It's like a cold hot tub.
Yeah.
Because it has bubbles and jets, but the water is cool.
But
we
it's-
call it the tic-tac-toe.
tic-tac-toe pool. But it was real relaxing though. So yeah, we really.
But that was the only place we could fit.
Right.
Like, we're pool people. Like, if you think about it, it's kind of gross. But we try not to think about it. But I like pools.
I love pools.
I love pools. I grew up in pools, so I ain't dead.
That's why.
Look, I ain't died yet.
Yeah, so that's why I was like, I gotta get in that main pool.
Yeah, so we did it for like 5. When I say 5 minutes, I was in there for like 5 minutes.
Right. So if you get up in the small pool, expect it's probably gonna be like this.
It was too much.
Yeah.
The introvert in me was like, "Whoo, too many people. Too many people."
Yeah.
So but mission accomplished. We
Yeah.
did get into the main pool.
We did.
But it's a joke.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about the service on board. You see me smiling, right?
Yeah, man, from ear to ear.
Oh, my God.
oh.
We have lucked up and gotten great cabin stewards every time we have sailed. Some have been better than others, but no one has been below average.
Right.
My breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
Was our steward. His name was Harry.
Yeah.
But he liked to be called Prince Harry. Because he's regal like that. He was no taller than this. He looked like a teenager.
Yeah.
So he had to be barely
like 18, 19.
Yeah, like of work age.
Right.
And when I tell you he had such a carefree attitude, personality, like he was infectious. Yeah. Like it was times where we would just like kind of sneak up on him. He wouldn't even know we were behind him, and he would be in the hallway. And I say, Prince Harry.
And he was the same every day.
Every day. Every day.
His attitude, the way he talked, his mannerisms.
Yeah. He even told us. He said, "When is your next cruise?" And I kind of told him that I had an opportunity coming up that I possibly could be sailing again. And he was like, go to customer service and see if they could switch me to that ship.
Yeah.
And I said, like, huh? He said, yeah, they can do that. Like, I said, what? I don't know if you're joking or not. He was like, anything is possible if you ask. And I just laughed it off. Yeah, but I was like,
maybe I might call and see if that's possible.
Yeah. He was like, anything is possible if you ask. He said, they're in port usually together. So I was like, wow. But he would come by the room, check on us to make sure that we were fine before he took breaks.
That really impressed me. Yeah, because usually on break time, I'm gone.
I forget you, but in case you ask me for something.
Yeah, he kept our room like when we left out the room.
He was quick with
which we didn't mention this, that in the room they had, so versus having a little sign you got to put at the door to say do not disturb or I'm ready for my room to be clean, they had buttons that you press.
And the light on outside.
Right. So if you want do not disturb, you press the do not disturb button and the light outside was red. But if you want your room clean and hit the button, it turned blue. And that was so nice. So we forgot to mention that in there. So when we left our room, we put our light on. Before we got back from either breakfast or walking around, our room was clean.
But what I did like about the button system, kind of missed talking about that. If you put it on Do Not Disturb, they also have a doorbell. So they like people ring the doorbell when they want your attention. Doorbell didn't work when it was on Do Not Disturb. I said, we were talking. We said Carnival could never. Them daggone kids be down there. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong.
Ringing everybody's doorbell if they was on that ship. So I'm glad it's adults only. But the staff. Let's not. You could tell that Virgin Voyages takes great care of them. You can feel the genuineness that they really care about your experience on the ship. They want to make sure.
And they love being there.
Right. And they wanted you to have a good time. Like we mentioned before at the restaurants, they always ask you if you had any food allergies. They made sure that the food was right, on point. The service, like, other than when we was at the Blue Agave, we told y'all that they ignored. Pink Agave.
You gonna change it to the
Blue Agave, where they ignored us and at the gala of ordering the food. But other than
that was the bar.
Yeah, the bar. Yeah, but the staff, man, they were A1.
And what I did like is they knew their food.
Yes.
And they knew what went with that food as far as a beverage.
Yes.
And I'm not just talking about alcoholic beverages. If you wanted a juice or something like that, Stanley ordered something and the waiter said, Mrs. Stanley, can I do a suggestion?
Yeah.
If you drink that before your meal comes, you're going to be so full and bloated that you're not going to be able to enjoy your meal. You need to do a refreshing type of drink so that it will complement and prepare your stomach for...
It's like, what?
What? And they were so right. Like, although you could order something and they would be like, okay, here, but they would also give you a suggestion, be like, have you thought about this? Like, I ordered something and he said, how about trying the ginger version of this? And it will cut the fat and cut the oils and make everything go down smoothly. I'm like, where am I?
Right.
Where am I?
Wow. It was like, dope. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, and we were in Razzle Dazzle and the employee told us, said, you know, how was everything? And she was really just having a really genuine conversation. We got invited to her home in Mexico. But anyway.
Yeah.
But she told us, she said, how's the app? And we were talking about how the app felt so segmented.
Yeah.
That sometimes it felt like we were in a study course. Like, okay.
Yeah.
And she said, go to guest services and get a paper copy of the itinerary.
Yeah.
I was like, what? She said, yeah, nobody knows they're there. They put them out every day. Just do that so you can look at everything overall. So keep that in mind.
It made it so much easier. Yeah. To keep up with what was happening on the ship.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So staff was unmatched. Like, service couldn't have asked for better.
Right. All right, let's speak on embarkation day and debarkation day. Both was so smooth. So even though during the embarkation there was a lot of people out there, we didn't wait that long at all to get on the ship.
It's a well-oiled machine.
It's a well-oiled machine. And then on debarkation day, it was a well-oiled machine. But however, the app would, and in the elevators would tell you that if you want to beat the crowd, go before like 10 or 10:15.
That was our time on our sailing.
Right.
But y'all keep in mind.
But keep in mind, your sailing might be a little different time. But if you went earlier, it was...
We walked off.
We was like, I think we might have got off in like maybe 10 minutes, if that.
And 5 minutes was us
talking to the customs guy. Yeah.
Because I was like, you gonna let us go or not? Like, he was legit, like, I think because we looked like him. And he was interested in the cruise, so he was talking to us, and he was like, I be looking at them when they leave up out of it, it be like, boy, we had a time last night. And I said, it is true.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was great. What else? But I will say about embarkation day, don't show up early.
Right.
Because their well-oiled machine is controlled. And that's how they're able to navigate those lines so quickly.
Yeah.
They have a numbering system based off of the time that you get, that you have checked in.
Yeah.
Like a month before, you will have your actual check-in time. I didn't select mine. I don't know if you were able to select it, but mine was just given to me, and it was 1:30. So as soon as I got there, they put me in the 1:30 line.
Yep.
Everybody that was 1:30 lined up behind us.
Yep.
And then when the 1 o'clock people was done, they flowed us through too, like we were at the carnival hunt, like we were at the state fair.
Yep.
That's how they just, all right, your turn to go in. The only people that got early embarkation were Rockstar Suites, those kind of suites that have those perks. And if you booked like any of the like romance packages.
Yeah, the romance bubbly package.
And yeah, because they had different perks added on to those where you were able to get on before the first embarkation time slot.
Right.
Other than that, don't come early because you will wait.
You have to wait.
You do have to wait.
Yeah.
But even at that, we came about 45 minutes early.
Mm-hmm.
And we still was on the ship within an hour.
Yeah.
Within an hour.
Right.
No lies about it.
Exactly. All right, so this one was like, at first we was like, we missed it, but after we got into the thick of it, we was like, we like that they do this, is the announcements on port days. Because you know, usually on port days, announcement come over and say, hey, we've reached our destination. Debarkation is going to begin at X time on, and you go down to X deck to get off the ship.
All aboard is this time.
Right. But no.
We just pulled up.
Yeah, you pull up, they park, and then the app will tell you you can get off at this time. And like we said, the elevators will let you know you get off at this time. But what we felt like it did though, it made it so smooth to get off during port days.
Because it was not a rush.
It wasn't a rush of people getting off the ship. So at each port, we got off just like this. We came downstairs
walked right off.
And walked right on off.
And getting back on was the same way.
Yeah. So we did. So the announcement thing gonna throw you off a little bit. It's gonna be like
the lack of.
Yeah, the lack of. They're gonna be like, okay, I don't hear my cruise director let me know it's okay to get off. No.
It makes you be a real adult.
Yes.
About your vacation.
Yes. Yes.
Because if you don't keep up with that app, you're lost.
But I like that even if you don't keep up with the app, if you try to go out and try to find, it's right in the elevator.
It is in the elevator.
Right in the elevator. It tells you exactly what to do, where to go, what time to get back on, and everything. So I did appreciate that. And then I like, you know, like in the morning time where you still sleep, but you kind of alert a little bit. but you be on like Carnival and the thing, boom. This is your cruise director, Ryan Rose. I'm sorry, Ryan. I had to break your name up. And you like, I'm glad I'm hearing from you, but I'm like, I could fall back into sleep. So I did like that when that happened to me on the ship, I was able to slip back in and get a little bit more sleep because I ain't had that. Boom.
Yeah, that was nothing.
Yeah.
Like even when you pulled off in port, you didn't even, you felt that you were leaving. They
Right.
did not
They ain't say we would get ready to leave.
They
you know?
didn't tell you that we gassed up. They
Right.
didn't tell us that they put it in reverse.
So
they didn't tell us that we was in drive. They didn't tell us put our seatbelt on. Nothing.
They just put it in park
They-
and pulled off.
No, they put it in drive, pulled off.
I mean, drive, pull, and pulled off. That's it.
I was like, so how do we know if they left somebody? Like,
Right. You won't know.
But the one thing I can say, I told my husband this, I kind of felt like I was on like a self-driven Tesla.
Yeah.
Cause we never saw nobody. Like you didn't see any crew other than the entertainment staff and the wait staff.
And the wait staff. Yep.
And kitchen crew.
Yeah.
You know, every now and then. Other than that, you know how every now and then you would see some officers walking around the ship or I don't even know where the hell the bridge was.
Yeah.
Like, you really felt like I wouldn't be surprised if this is a self-driven.
Yeah.
Because it was nothing. It was dead silence.
Yep.
It was like nothing. We did hear from the captain one time where they had a smoke issue in one of the restaurants that they had to call. And I said, are we about to go down? Because if they got on this loudspeaker and said something wrong.
Something must be wrong. But he was like, it's all good, you know.
He said it was a false alarm.
Yeah.
You know, the smoke has been taken care of. Enjoy your vacation.
Yes.
That was it.
The next thing we want to talk about is the security. Security was everywhere, which I love.
I did love it.
Because they weren't like all up in your face, but they were there, posted up and making sure that you were safe and that nothing got out of hand. Like we said,
And they were equipped for the job. If you knew if you know what I mean, you know what I mean.
Right.
Like I felt like if something broke off, they had it.
Yeah.
Other ones, you be like, they're gonna toss that little joker around. He can't do nothing with these people. Nah, they got some real security on board.
So that was on point.
Yeah, and they were, like I said, they were everywhere.
Yeah, they was everywhere.
One time I was like, is this something I should know? Like, why are y'all so present?
Right.
But when it came to a lot of the shows and events, you could see them in abundance then.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so to wrap it up, like we said, can't talk about all the good things without talking about some of the bad things that we felt. When it came to the entertainment staff on board, I felt like it was cliquish. Like I felt like they gravitated to likewise people or people that had common interests as themselves. And anybody that was kind of on the outskirts of that, you just had to watch them have fun and entertain. I never felt like there was like we said before, like an invitation of anybody else to have a good time or to enjoy some things. And then they also have these private events that the cast can bring you down and have, you know, fun in their private, like, entertainment quarters or whatever. I don't know what you call it.
Right.
But they have separate little secret gatherings that they have for people that they gravitate more to. So it started to feel, even with the segments of what we already spoke of that we easily got over, you still started to see, like, y'all keep just digging your nails in it. Like, it's like, wow. But some of the ones that we did have, like, if we had to have an encounter with them, like they were working the door where we were going, they were pleasant, they were nice,
pleasant,
but that's as far as it went.
Right.
Like it was like, hey, how are you? You know, da-da-da-da. But you could see with other people, it was the, what's going on? Like it was different.
Yeah.
And I'm not used to that. Like I'm used to being in a cruising family community when I'm on board.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like that with that staff at all.
So overall, you guys is gonna enjoy the services. So even with the negatives we talk about, the service is gonna be top tier for you.
It is.
top tier. Yes.
The last thing we want to speak about is value for
your money.
I can say this, and I am a person that I am very emotionally attached to what I spend my money on. And I have to make sure that if I'm paying top tier money for something, I have to get top tier service.
Gotta be
And
valuable.
I will honestly say on this sale, and I can't speak for no one else's sailing, I can't speak for anybody else's experience, I would have paid more.
Yeah. Yes.
The price point that was paid, I would have paid more
Yeah.
to be on this sailing, because collectively this was an experience of a lifetime.
Yes.
It was wonderful. Then on top of the fact that your Wi-Fi is included, your gratuities are included, your essential beverages are included, which means
specialty restaurants are included.
we felt wrong putting our cup up to the soda machine,
Right.
pressing the button,
Yeah.
and soda was coming out. Like, it was like,
So you used to having to pay for that.
yeah, you used to, yeah.
Yeah.
For us, we still tipped separately outside of the gratuities included in the price. That's just who we are. It's what we do. Like I said, I would have paid more
Right.
to do it, because I feel like what you got for the amount that was charged,
Yeah.
they exceeded all of
They
the...
over-delivered.
They over-delivered.
They over-delivered.
The quality of food alone was worth the price of admission.
Yeah.
Like, if you are a person that's a foodie and you don't go to anything else, you just enjoyed the food on board,
Yeah.
along with the atmosphere that those eateries create, it would be worth it.
Right. I call it, I told the queen, I said, what it felt like. It felt like an all-inclusive luxury resort.
And that's what I love.
And the only thing that wasn't included was your alcohol.
What's your alcohol?
And they took care of that you could just buy the bar tab so you can make it all-inclusive.
And I'll just tell you this little nugget. We did a lot of different drinks just to see what the price point was. And outside of restaurants, the highest price drink we got was $10.
$10.
And that was a Long Island.
Right. Long Island was $10. Bahama Mama was $10. Screwdrivers was $10.
Margaritas was $9.
Yeah.
When you went to the restaurants, they upcharged maybe $2 more. So some of their drinks was $12.
Yeah.
$13.
Yeah.
But other than that, that was the highest price of it. So a $300 bar tab would do most people
Real
fine.
good. Real good.
It would do most people really well.
Yeah.
Also, when I say value for the money, we ended our voyage in Bimini, Bahamas. If you watched us before, you see that this is probably like our
third time in Bimini.
Yeah, in Bimini. But I can honestly say, this is the first time that we've gone to Bimini, and it has been exclusively for Virgin Voyages, which means no one else can be there except for the locals that live there or work there, except for Virgin Voyage passengers. And it created an exclusivity.
Yes.
That was like, wow.
Yeah.
It made me forget where I was, because we're so used to when we go to the Bimini beach clubs, paying for things.
Paying for drinks, paying for food.
And the only thing that you had to pay for was your alcoholic beverages.
Right.
And you could use your band
From the ship.
from the ship.
Yep.
So you didn't need cash at all. Wisdom says still bring
your cash. Yeah.
Don't get it. Don't forget where you're at.
But you didn't need it out there.
But you didn't need it. They fed you.
And that was included.
And the food was pretty decent.
Yeah, the food
the curry was amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
Fish, we couldn't even eat the fish because the flies.
Yeah, the flies just that. Yeah, and then Puerto Plata,
Dominican Republic.
beautiful, man.
Beautiful people.
The port
is beautiful.
Yeah, that when we got to the port before, because we did the dune buggy excursion. And some of the stuff we missed, so when we got back from the dune buggy excursion, and we was like, wait a minute, y'all got pools out here, you got a DJ, you got this restaurant, you got this boss. Like, man, you didn't even have to do an excursion.
It reminded me a lot of Amber Cove.
Oh, okay.
When how they had the big pool where, like, you don't have to do an excursion if you didn't want to.
Yeah.
And I felt like if I came better prepared, I could have gotten my pool in that port. because you definitely couldn't get it in on that ship.
Yeah, because like by the time we got back from the Doom Buggies, we just went to the bar and got a few drinks and we're on the ship because we was wore out.
We were worn out.
Yeah, we wanted to.
And we found a family member that we chilled out with, so it was fun.
But those Doom Buggy ride though at Puerto Plata,
do that.
It's everything.
It is everything.
Right.
And then it took us to a beach.
Yeah.
So we had a great time at the beach, but it was a public beach that they had segmented off for our excursion.
Right.
But when I tell you the haggle was real,
yeah, we
were like, leave us alone.
I didn't feel like they were like super aggressive, but I just felt like they were just one after another.
Yeah.
So like if you told them no, they didn't like push.
No, they didn't push, but it was just, the next one came in line.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, so we saved the best for last. Is this a swingers cruise? And my answer to you is yes and no. I say that because we did not get that vibe.
We ain't see nothing.
Nothing on there was overly sexualized.
I was actually shocked.
It was nobody coming and hitting on you and be like, you want to come back to the room. Nobody was touching on you. Nobody was feeling on you. It won't any of that stuff.
Even dancing. People was not seductively dancing on nobody.
No.
And I've heard it all. You know, it's the gay cruise. It's the swingers cruise. They having orgies. I'm being honest with you. You can really get that anywhere.
Right. So that would be my answer to the yes. I feel like if you came there looking for it,
it probably would be available.
It probably would be available to you because I saw some people walking around in their pineapple gear.
Yeah.
So y'all already know what that means. That you down for that if you got your pineapples and unicorns. I didn't see no unicorns.
I didn't see unicorns either.
But I did see the pineapples though. People walking around with their pineapple shirts on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, I kind of was disappointed because I wanted to see some. I wanted to see some people in action. I wanted to see people in their natural habitat. This is my first adult cruise. I wanted to see something. I ain't seen nothing. And when I say that, it's not even that. You know how when you can look at people and be like, "Oh, it ain't happened because this is the crowd." No, This was the crowd.
This was the crowd
that I felt like that if anything like that were to go down, this would have been the crowd.
Right.
And we saw absolutely nothing, and we hung out. Like we hung out.
Right.
We were in the same spaces, like doing the same things, and we never.
No,
it was all in great fun. But I will say, to answer the question, will we do this again?
Yeah.
I would do this over and over again. There would be some aspects of it that I probably would not participate in.
Right.
Because it just wasn't my thing. Stanley enjoyed Scarlet Night. And I think I could live without it because I was such a partier back in the day. I'm kind of over that scene. But it didn't bother me. It didn't offend me. But it was more like, okay, all right.
I lost my mind. I lost my mind.
Like I kind of just was like over it. So I mean,
matter of fact,
it's cool.
Matter of fact, we was like, can y'all please like spin this bad boy around and take us back out another 5 days, please?
Yeah, and y'all know that I'm a person, I've never been on more than a 5-day sailing because around day 3 or 4, I'm ready to go. I'm like, I'm out of there.
Could do 10 days.
I legit felt some kind of way.
Yeah.
Packing my bags.
Like,
I could have easily did a back-to-back on this.
It was so depressing when we was packing.
It was.
Like, please take us back.
Mm-hmm.
Please take us back out.
That is big coming from somebody like me.
Yes.
Because y'all know, y'all like, you need to do a 7-day. I could have done 10 days on here.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't have bothered me not one bit.
That's how much we enjoyed the fun, the excitement, the food, the people on that ship. It was so fun.
It was. We had a good time.
Yes. So, with that said, we are going back on that ship in July of 2023. It's going to be July the 21st through July the 26th. It's called the Grown and Sexy Cruise. And the name fits it.
It did.
Perfectly.
So this was the trial run to that voyage because we weren't really worried about whether or not people was going to enjoy the ship, because it really was a cohesive thing with a group cruise. So we could have been anywhere.
Right.
So this was a trial run for us to figure out some of the things that our people would like, wouldn't like, and to get a plan of action of the things that we're going to do. And we got it.
Right. So if you want to be a part of that, the link is down in the description that you can take a look at, and you want to book, we would love to have you. And then also, if you just want to book a Virgin Voyage cruise, we can help you on that too.
Look, this solidified my openings for Virgin Voyage bookings.
Yeah.
Because I had not booked anyone except for people in the group for Virgin Voyages until now.
All right, so we hope that you enjoyed this review and our honesty of what we thought about the Virgin Voyage Scarlet Lady, and we're gonna catch you in the next video. Peace. And y'all, make sure you stay tuned for the vlogs that are gonna come out of our trip, so you guys can actually see the amazing time that we experienced on the Virgin Voyage Scarlet Lady.
And if you're interested in our shirts, as always, we'll have a link down below. Use my code Lynette, L-Y-N-E-T-T-E, saves you 25% off.
Yep.
And we will see you in the next video.
Peace.